Hello and welcome to our presentation titled Strategic Leadership Blueprint, a guide to enable personal and organizational effectiveness. What is a leader? Who is a leader? Are they made? Are they born? Leadership is not an easy task. It never has been and it never will be. Leadership is often based on a specific style. Does the style collaborate the organization, coordinate the organization? Leaders with certain styles may fit well in the organization, but may miss key portions or elements of being a good leader. This guide is based on decades of observation, experience, and research. The first thing we want to talk about is principles-driven leadership. And that begins with a solid foundation of principles. You'll find that we've organized around 5 key guiding leadership disciplines. And within those disciplines there are 20 individualized principles. A brief description is provided for these principles. This is a brief summary of the leadership disciplines and the individualized principles, which I will go into in more detail. The first major discipline is decision making, which consists of 3 individual principles. The first principle is treat each interaction and decision as if it is situational. Each decision is often as unique as the number of people or the information involved. So treat each one individually. Make comprehensive-based decisions. Decisions must be rational, consistent, and based on the best collected or available information. Consider all major factors. If the decision is important enough, look externally for additional information in order to make the best decision you can for your organization. Principle 3 is set the example. Do not become the example. Keep in mind the old saying, do as I say, not as I do, is not an effective strategy for a leader. What the saying should be is do as I say, follow as I do. Leaders need to operate with integrity and ethics and follow the organization and understand the organization. The second major principle or discipline is people principles, and that consists of 4 principles. Be honest, be direct as a leader. Continually communicate. Be honest in what you tell them. Be open and be direct. Communicate constantly is the best way to keep people informed. This principle number 5, speak out when you agree or disagree, should really be applied to everybody, not just one individual leader or situation. If you disagree, but disagree respectfully and with an option, something, I disagree, but have you considered this? Take care of your people. Keep in mind, as a leader, your most important and most valuable asset are the people in your organization. They know your customers, they know your product, they know your service, and they know how to perform. Your goal is to ensure that everything they need is there, they have clear objectives, and guidance as what they need to accomplish. Sometimes just simple contact, eye to eye, and just a sincere and dedicated thank you is all that they need. Show emotion. Show humanity. Be emotional. Display empathy. Show that you're human. As a leader, you need to be projected or felt to be human, emotional, that you understand. Some people have good days, some people have bad days. Don't be afraid to show glee, excitement, passion, either favorable or unfavorable. Reflect on the past so you don't follow the same mistakes of the past. Don't dwell on the past, but just learn from the past. Challenge experts. Challenge the status quo. Challenge what you're being told. Look within the organization for creativity, for innovation, for ideas of new products. Innovate. Be on the leading edge, but not on the sharp edge. The key there is innovate, but don't be the bleeding edge of a new technology or a new product or service. Embrace reality. The biggest thing you need to conceptualize as a leader is understand what's happening within your organization, within the marketplace, within your industry. Use that information to make credible decisions for your employees and for yourself. The employees and the people that buy your product must believe that you, as a leader, are making decisions that are ethical and worthy of their trust and confidence. Use technology as a lever, not as a center of your universe. Principle 13. Do not build a process, a business model around technology. Leverage the technology to support the process or the business model. That's the goal of the process, is to do that. Make it worth your while. Productivity is the fourth of 5 disciplines. Stay focused. Focus on service, product. Be current with the marketplace and with events. Stay focused. Understand what's going on. Focus on your product. Avoid being sidetracked on pet projects or trivial activities, anything that would take you away from your product or service and your organization and your customers. Follow the current activities and events. Know what's going on in the economy. Know what's going on in the community. Understand all of this information, current events, activities, marketplace, industry. Use that information so that you can plan for the most optimal productivity. Build your organization. Build your network for your organization and sphere of influence. Look externally. Look internally. Find those people that can help you to understand the marketplace, your product, your services. Your employees, in some cases, know more about your product than the leader will ever know. Use that information. Also have external sources that can help you to understand the industry, understand the marketplace, understand what's happening outside of your specific organization. Self-improvement is the 5th discipline. Develop yourself professionally. Probably the best way to understand that is from what Sengi said in his book in 1990. Personal mastery is not a one-time event, but a lifelong and continuous journey and process for you, the leader. Once you master and understand yourself professionally, you can then make decisions and analysis, self-evaluate your strengths and your weaknesses. Where you feel you are weak are places that you need to establish strong support. But at the same time you do this and you do your self-evaluation, also evaluate your organization. What's its strengths? What's its weaknesses? Look to build between your strengths and weaknesses and the organization's strengths and weaknesses to build a better organization. Principle 19 is be willing to change, adapt, change, remain flexible. If the change is good, then change is good. Change can build a better, stronger organization as long as it's focused and not done just for the sake of making a change. Effective change can be implemented, but the goal and objective of why you're making this change needs to be clearly stated and defined. As a leader, you need to be passionate. You need to be passionate about your people, your products, your services, and your customer, and about why you are the leader of this organization. That must be your passion. Putting these 5 disciplines together will help you to be a better leader. Now we want to look at how do you evaluate or how do you view your organization. For this we talk about a leadership lens. You need to have a way to look at the 30,000 foot level and evaluate your organization and look at it, but you need to look at it with like a lens approach. The leadership lens model we use here consists of 7 elements. Which will be discussed in more detail in the following couple of slides. Vision, objectives, and strategies are the foundation, not the end. But they need to be specific, measurable. Vision, objective, strategies. There needs to be some way to measure how those interact with the people, the process, and the tools. In other words, the vision, the objectives, and strategies must be integrated as part and parcel with the people, the process, and the tools that you're employing to make this organization go forward. Productivity, innovation, and performance. Productivity and performance must be measured. And where issues are, improve those. Okay. The measurements that you take can also be used to show if a product or a service is not as effective as it used to be and needs to be changed. Then innovation must be built into the values. Look at making the products or services that the organization provides better for the customer and for the organization. The final piece of this, we've got the leadership principles. We got the lens approach on how we're going to look at it. Now we have an operational model which we can use as a leader to thread the functional elements across the entire organization. The principles and what we've learned from the lens we can then apply to the operational model. This is the operational leadership model. It can be an effective decision-making tool throughout the organization. And we'll briefly discuss each one of these key points. The operational leadership model starts with business direction, which cascades all the way through the organization. The business needs to know where you're going. What is the product? What is the service? What's your functionality? What do the people do? What processes do you have? Once you know the business direction and the products and services you're providing, then you need the support functions that, together with technology, human resources, as you listed there, all together can make an organization effective and efficient or inefficient. Real capabilities. As part of the leadership model, you need to understand what can the organization do. Simple example. You need 1,000 units of a product every month. Can the organization, do they have the capability to do that? If they don't, then you use metrics to determine, can it be done, can it not be done, and then what action needs to be taken to achieve that goal of 1,000 products per month. What are your product offerings? Do you have 10 major products with 50 different variations, or do you have 10 products with only 5 variations? You know, what is your product? What is your service? Is it focused? Does it target? Does it meet the specific needs of the customer? Do your new products fulfill a new niche in the marketplace, or are you trying to expand and improve upon your existing products or services that are in the marketplace? Strategic information, discriminators, and performance and metrics. Strategic information, competitive analysis, analyzing both the customer needs, the market, the economy, the industry. Repeated sampling of your customers. Are you doing what they expect? What could you improve upon? What needs to be done better? Discriminators. Is there an issue between your competitors? Is there an issue, a situation with cost, quality of product, speed of delivery? What discriminates you from the other competitors, or what discriminates them from you? Performance metrics. You know, how are your costs? How are the metrics collected? How do they compare to your industry? How do they compare within your company? You know, have they improved? Have they gone up? Have they gone down? What has made your organization prosper, and what areas are it not prospering in? That's a brief explanation of the operational leadership model. In summary, the Guide's foundation consists of developing a solid set of leadership principles. Now, there's 5 disciplines and 20 individualized principles. The leader must view the organization through a lens. In order for the leader to provide a crisp and clear vision. Finally, you take the foundation principles, you apply the lens, and you use the operational leadership model as a way to distribute that across the organization to make the information the leader has attained usable within the organization and make the organization as effective as they can. Leaders are only human. They need guidance, they need help, and they need to know what it takes to be a good leader. Thank you all for the opportunity to present at the 2015 International Academic Business Conference in Las Vegas, Nevada. Have a great